It's time to create a profitable, scalable, and sustainable studio for yourself and your students. Welcome to Dance Studio Empire. I'm Jen, dance studio owner for 30 years, running multiple locations with over 1,000 students, dance business coach turned mastermind mentor for dance studio owners, creatives, and leaders like you. I know you're committed to growing your studio and creating the time and financial freedom you most want, while also being the best in the industry with a reputation to match. I've coached hundreds of studio owners who have grown to 250, 500, and over 1,000 students using my signature studio scaled method. And in this podcast, I'll give you the clarity, strategy, and CEO mindset to help you do the same. Let's dive in. Dance fam, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Dance Studio Empire podcast. I'm really excited to dive into today's topic, even though it could be a little bit dry or bland for others, but it is so important. And hopefully, after this episode, after talking to you about how important our numbers are, you might find them a little bit more exciting too. Who knows? But first thing, I do want to say I just logged into the platform where I record my podcasts, and it's been sold to a new company. And so I'm hoping that this is all coming out and you can hear me and it's going to be launched on time. I don't know. I'm doing my best, guys. Just another program to learn. Oh, my brain. I'm sure you can appreciate it. Okay, back on track. I just want to share a little personal story. Back in the day, I was that studio owner who would just glance over the numbers. I really didn't look deep into them at all. In fact, I was quite naive to them at all, on a whole. And I mean, I don't know about you. I'm not a numbers person. I have admitted that. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But I do know that you understand what it's like running the business. You are probably teaching and choreographing and running admin and managing teachers, and of course making sure that everyone's happy and everything's running smoothly. And so the numbers and the data really wasn't something that I focused on, something that I was really aware of, to be honest, which was okay back in the beginning, but not so much as I started to grow. Because then something changed and I realized that understanding my numbers wasn't just a chore, but it actually became a game changer. And it took me from a point of uncertainty to a place where I could move forward with the business with confidence. And today, I'm here to share the journey and the biggest mistakes many of us make when it comes to studio numbers. And of course, I will be simplifying it because that's how I roll. Okay, so rewind a little bit. During this time at the beginning, when I was barely taking notice of numbers, there was really just a lot of hoping and praying for the best. But the reality was, without a clear understanding of my numbers, I couldn't grow my studio to its fullest potential. The decisions I made were where I was spending my time, where I was spending my money. I was merely relying on my instincts rather than actual solid data, which, as I mentioned before, was fine in the early days because I was single, living at home. I didn't have many expenses at all. Even I was hiring a local community centre. I didn't have staff to pay. So it was not so bad back then. But at that point when I wanted to start another location, when I wanted to add more teachers to the team, this is when it was crucial to know if and how I could do this. And it all falls back on the numbers. So the number one mistake that as studio owners, we often underestimate the power of these numbers. We see them as just figures on a spreadsheet or in our studio management program, but not realizing that they hold the secret to making smart business decisions. And so what shifted for me and how this realization was able to take me from owning one studio with 100 students and one teacher to 6 studios and over 1,000 students and 30 teachers. So firstly, it was about acknowledging that numbers are not only about profit and loss or income and expenses. They essentially tell a story. It's the story of your studio's health, your growth potential, and the impact that we're having on our students. And the turning point was embracing the metrics that matter. So for me, this was the student value, conversion and retention rates, pricing effectively, and knowing when to increase your fees, when not to, getting clear on not only my income, but I actually think more importantly, expenses. And then just knowing where and how much time and money to invest. This is the information that you get from your numbers. This is the data that will then guide every single action and decision moving forward. And this is what I'm trying to stress to studio owners at the moment. We're all focusing on trying to grow and increase numbers. And I know this is a really tricky time for some of you. I absolutely am hearing you. As I have said before, we will move past it. But right now, this is what we need to be doing, honing in on these numbers and this data so we can plan, we can have an action plan moving forward. Okay, so for me, it then became obvious how effective our enrollment processes were too, and the onboarding systems that we had, even as so far as teacher performances and performance in the classroom, not on stage, and ensuring that our students kept coming back. This is then what changed the trajectory of the growth of my studio. And now I am not trying to be fancy Nancy about it, or make myself sound like some numbers guru, because I'm not. And staying true to my word, I just simplified the process so it doesn't eat into my time or my brain space. I don't know about you, I certainly don't have the capacity for that, and I'm sure you don't either. So stick with me. All right. So while we're on the topic of all things numbers, I just wanted to tell you about an upcoming masterclass that I am running for you specifically if you are wanting to create that consistent growth in your business. I know we talk about 2024, we're sort of talking about short term, but realistically, this is long term. This is a long term strategy for growth. Now, the masterclass is the 3 secrets to simplifying your studio numbers, and it is to help you understand which metrics to focus on, how to do it as simply as possible, and then create more impact with those numbers. As usual, it's going to be really practical and simple. I will be sharing with you the easiest way to identify and track those numbers that people don't really talk about. And as a bonus, if you do stay till the end, I will send you the tools and the resources that I use and make this process super quick and easy. You don't have to do much thinking at all. The next secret I'm going to be telling you is the KPIs that keep your teachers performing at their highest level. Now, KPIs, for anyone who's not quite sure what that is, are the key performance indicators. And these are the goals and the expectations that you set for your teachers to ensure they're delivering the classroom experience that keeps your students challenged, improving, and smiling, and of course, coming back each week, right? And then the last secret is how then to use these numbers to create the most impact. Okay, I'm going to share with you exactly what that looks like, how I've done it, and how you can do it as well to increase growth, your impact, and ultimately your profit. Now, all you have to do is DM _Jen Dalton _ on Instagram. Send me the word masterclass and I will send you a link to register. Or you can go straight to the link jendalton.com.au /masterclass. Now, I'll be real with you. This process, this learning and understanding of the numbers, it did require a bit of a mindset shift. But instead of shying away from those numbers, like I always did, the more I understood them, then the more confident I became in using them. And let me reassure you again, if I can do it, you can do it. So here's the takeaway. Dive into your studio numbers. You want to understand those metrics that matter, and then you can watch how it transforms your studio's performance. That's what's going to be discussed in the masterclass. I can't wait. I hope you join me. All right, short and sweet. I hope this episode has been helpful to help you understand the impact of knowing these numbers. And I just want to quickly remind you that I know exactly how you are feeling right now because I've been there and I get it. I know what it's like when you get to that point where you feel like you've maxed out every growth avenue. But let me tell you, it's now where you should be peeling back that surface layer of what you've been doing, what you've been told to do, and try something different. Honestly, this is how you will stand out from the rest. This is how you're going to break through your plateau and expose your point of difference. So if you want things to change, you've heard it before. If you don't want to be stuck in the same place a year from now, you have to try something different. And it truly is the difference that is going to set your studio apart. Personally, I do not buy into standard cookie cutter advice. Why? Because I've been doing this dance studio game for over 30 years and I've seen firsthand what works. Again, go now, register at jendalton.com.au/masterclass or DM me the word masterclass and I'll send you the link to register. I can't wait to see you in the training. Have the best week and I'll be back in your ears soon.